AM KGBC Galveston, Houston.
I love this station.
Welcome to the No Judgment, Just Realness Zone with Don Paul, aka the Dr. Don, your certified life coach. And now here's Dr. Don.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Y'all know who this is. This is your girl, Don Paul, aka the Dr. Don, your certified life coach. And as I always say, my prescription is my words, and we can't get no better medicine than that. I am so excited about today's show. We are talking about Blacks in Media, the movement, but we got Courtney here, who, and you know, the movie Blink, which talks about domestic violence. Dr. Don did a show last week on domestic violence. The week before it was media. What is our responsibility as Blacks in media? So this show is right on time. The premiere at Dunvale tonight. It goes down Houston, red carpet affair. It is going to be awesome, but we have Courtney, who is writer, director, producer of the Blink film. He is award-winning, y'all. Can I say award-winning?
Yeah, that's a true statement.
How are you, Courtney?
I'm good. How are
Now,
you?
look, I don't want to mess your last name up. I hate when you...
I know, I saw you trying to stay away from it.
Yeah.
She kept saying Courtney.
Give him your last name, honey.
Courtney Glade.
Courtney Glade.
Yes.
What is Glade? What is that?
Louisiana,
Okay.
people. Creole.
Louisiana. I like that. Creole.
Yeah.
We are going to have good conversation, guys. No judgment, just realness always. But if you want to call in, you can get in on the conversation, 832-230-5592. We are now in Louisiana, so 1480 AM, 1540 AM, 94.9 FM, and 101.7 FM. God is good. Synergy continues to expand. And I'm just blessed for that our voice can reach a wider audience every time. But later on in the show, Dr. Don will be giving you her daily dose, giving you some positivity, some real talk to take you into the weekend, giving you some things to think about. And I will be answering a love and life question today. Courtney, it's actually in line with the show.
Yes.
With domestic violence,
Yes.
So it's going to be good, and I want you to weigh in on that as well.
Okay.
But thank you for everybody for watching through Facebook Live. I will be reading your comments. And if you want to call in, feel free to call in. I love when people text me while I'm on the air.
Show.
But honey, call into the show, yes. But let's get started. He is award-winning writer, director, and he is film producer of Blink. Premiere, which the film's all over, but the premiere is tonight, AMC on Dunvale. Mm-hmm. Let's start with this project. I mean, we know that it addresses domestic violence, Courtney, but tell us a little bit more about the film.
So Blink is a film that is based on a couple, and it shows how they deal with domestic violence and how it really goes, how they cover it up, the reason why she stays, the reason why he chooses to abuse her, and it also covers why the people around him choose to handle it the way that they do, whether they say something or not. So it really goes into the mentality of domestic violence.
Wow. What I think is very interesting, because do you see that now we are more open to talking about domestic violence, especially in the Black community, in our culture?
Actually, no, that's not what's happening. What's happening is social media and cameras and technology has grown so much. It has pushed us in an age to where secrets aren't secrets anymore. Everything is coming to the light. So we have to talk about it because we saw you. We saw you. Like, you can't deny that. We saw you. So everything is out in the open right now. So we've just been forced to be the privacy of the household, whether it's good or bad, is coming to the light now.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like you can only do something for so long.
Absolutely.
Until things are exposed. So things are
Everything is being exposed.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's interesting to me. I have friends who are in that situation, still in that situation. You would not know.
Yeah. You wouldn't.
I know, but you would not know. But what happens in the dark comes to light. And you are bringing it to light. You're bringing it to the big screen.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that a lot of times you won't know, but one of the statistics was like 1 out of every 3 women either has been abused or is in an abusive relationship, and the conversations that I've had, like, some women don't even realize that they have been in an abusive relationship because abuse is verbally, mentally, financially. You get financial abuse, sexually. Like, there are a million. Domestic violence is more than just a physical touch. on somebody.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Nicole Taylor, who is of the VOW program of domestic violence. She helps those who are dealing with domestic violence. She's a survivor as well. Good morning, Nicole. I assume I will see you all tonight on the red carpet. But thank you, Angela, for joining. But if you do want to make a comment, Dr. Don will read it on the air. But go ahead, Courtney. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was saying that like a lot of women don't even realize that they were in a domestic violent relationship until a conversation is brought up about it. So it is definitely shocking and eye-opening, this process. When I started interviewing women, and kind of doing research and interviewing men as well, because it's not a man on woman thing. It's not a woman on man thing. You have woman on woman domestic violence, man on man domestic violence. This isn't a dynamic that has some type of. It isn't a dynamic that's in a box. Yeah. It's literally like worldwide. It is in every culture, in every financial base. Period.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody's above it.
Did you? What was your background? Why this project? Of all the projects you could put out, did you grow up seeing domestic violence?
Yeah, my mother was in a domestic violent relationship when I was younger, and and I tell people that, like, one of the things that shocked me as a curious kid wasn't the act of why he was abusing her. It was the fact that, like, 2 or 3 days later, when he chose to come back, she would present him again to me with like a gift.
Wow.
And my mom is like a really straightforward, Fifth Ward raised woman.
Yeah, like tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was shocking to me, because I never saw her in that light. So when I got older, I asked her, like, why did she stay? And she told me, like, she was more or less scared for me and my little brother, because he knew that we were home alone a few times. So she was like, well, what would he have done to you guys if I wouldn't have allowed him back in? And, we weren't, like, the richest of the rich, so it wasn't like we had security systems to be able to tell. And phones wasn't like that then. Yeah, so.
Nicole says, very true. Fear. So not only the background, but how did that impact you as a man growing up?
I've never been, you know what? Like, when I was younger, I was angry. I wasn't angry towards women, though. Like, I was angry. Oh, you know what it did?
What?
I don't get along with men that well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what?
Wow.
I just thought about that. Yeah, I just thought about that. I don't get along with men bad. I just don't click with older. I don't click with father figures well. I will push you away if someone that could be my father tries to attach themselves to me.
Wow.
There's a wall that has been put up. So I didn't get the I beat on women, etc. type of thing. That's not always it. A lot of people say when boys see it, they choose to go. No, that wasn't me. But what I did get, I kind of shy away from the fatherly figure. Wow. Type of situation. Absolutely.
Wow. And you just had that epiphany.
Just then. No, I just thought about it, because I was just like, well, no, I have a daughter. I wouldn't want anything to happen to my daughter, and I've never been the abuser or anything. And then I'm like, man, maybe that's why I don't really click with male and then I have, it's so real, because I have a really aggressive, like, what you say? Yeah. Like, nah, don't call me boy, and don't do my shoulder like that.
Wow, that's what he did to you growing up.
Yeah, like he would, he was big. He was a big dude. So I remember every time he would talk to me, he put his hand on my shoulder and did that, like, father. And I don't like that. Like, as a male, don't put your hand on my shoulder when even if you're confiding, even if you're trying to console me. I don't like the boom, 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 boom type of thing. I got to go to counseling for that. That's the thing.
No, it maybe flashback. Did that film kind of bring those memories back, or?
Now, when I was in the creative mode, I was just trying to create something that was very forward and something that I could. There were so many stories that I had to take apart from each to create a character. So I took the most common things said, and I made them. I made the most common situation, and a lot of people are trying to. A lot of people praise the movie because they're like, well, we love the lead actress because she's a regular, beautiful woman. I didn't make her, nothing against them, but I didn't make her like light skinned and skinny and like all. I'm just like, well, then the average woman is a thick woman. Like, that's the average woman. Like, after once you reach like 30, like You gain a little. Once you're in love, you get that love weight. Yeah,
yes.
You do. You get the love.
And it's hard to get it off. But I think I like, because the actress, she is a brown-skinned sister. And I think I like the fact that the film has all colors of the black rainbow.
Yes.
Sometimes I think with black films we do have this, we do say what mainstream says black beauty is, but I like that you have all colors of the rainbow, because at the end of the day you got light skin, black skin, dark skinned women being impacted by domestic violence. So why put it in this box? Yeah,
I wanted to do that, and I also wanted like I have all cultures in this film. Marty Blair, which is a phenomenal actor. I have him. I have Humberto Valero.
Yeah.
He's in this film, so it kind of like stretches to show that like this isn't this isn't a black thing. This is a very much so. It just happens to be a African American director that can capitalize on the situation and make it open to people like that.
I think that's good. People are saying thank you for bringing this to light. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Lovejoy, who said. And let me Ada was like, she told him he's got to come on the Dr. Don show.
Yeah.
We're both at an award event.
Yeah.
Velma, his publicist, was like, oh, she's loving it. Velma was like, you need to have Courtney on your show. You see how guidelines set up people.
I just talked to Ada this morning. She told me I better be on time and I better look nice.
Yeah, you do look nice.
Well, thank you. Y'all got it. Don't take the headband seriously. I just wanted my baby hairs to stay laid down for tonight.
And I see it.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep my baby's
ready
hairs.
For tonight?
Yeah, keep it ready for the red carpet.
I tell you, I'm really excited about it. But if you could describe the project in one word, what would be the one word to describe this film?
Harsh.
What do you mean by that?
This film is very, very harsh. It's very, very to the point. This will be a very real film. And I don't mean harsh in a negative way. I mean this is a raw film. I didn't cut corners on. I didn't cut corners to make it commercial. This is a real film.
So, and let me tell you, people, it's time. But I think, don't you think, Courtney, that you have an obligation to do that? If we're going to talk about it as subject, just like when I see films about HIV or cancer, don't commercialize it. Give us the real, the raw. Do you feel that's your responsibility when you're talking about a topic this heavy?
I feel that it's my responsibility to God to follow what he has given me. And I think when people try to make things more commercial, that's them adapting to the world. That's why the story doesn't come off the way that it's supposed to come off, because it's them commercializing it to a format that someone told them they should do. And honestly, I'm just against the grain. I do film because I love it. I don't really have a blueprint or a method to filmmaking. Like, I just want to make the story that's comfortable to me, and I love raw, to the point stories. I want to put things on film that have never been on film before.
I think we need that. I think we need that, because if you're not going to do it and make us think, then what's the point? We can, right?
Yeah, like, with Blink, I honestly, when I started it, I didn't think it was going to be as impactful. I started it to tell a story.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk more about domestic violence, more about this film. It's going to be good. Continue to share, continue to show love. Real talk, guys. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Washington. You're listening to Synergy Radio, where it all comes. Are you a public speaker interested in connecting with a larger audience? Then it's time you considered joining the Synergy Network.
Connect to a community of millions. Produce professional content. Develop your own channel. Rapidly increase your followers. Reach a global audience.
When you join the Synergy Network, you're in great company. International celebrities and thought leaders connect with our audiences on a weekly basis.
Interested in doing a live show? Synergy Studios offers a 3,500 square foot facility that allows you to do your show before a live studio audience. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Then join the Synergy Network.
Connect with the Synergy Network at sales@synergynetwork.com or give us a call at 281-892-2023.
All right, guys, and we are back, Dr. Don Radio Show. Good morning, Stephanie Davis. Good morning, Katna. Good morning, everybody. Tavares, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for sharing. We are talking about Blacks in Media, the movement. We have Courtney Glade.
Yes.
Glade, honey, I said that right.
Yeah.
His film is out in theaters, AMC people, and I think soon to be everywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Netflix,
Yeah,
we got you. I see deals with Netflix. I see because I think people are being more open and accepting of this, and I think Courtney is definitely putting it in your face. I'm excited about the premiere tonight on Dunvale. But let's talk about the message.
Okay.
Courtney, you got people who are dealing with domestic violence, who are in the situation. They're going to be at the premiere tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You have those of us who have never been in domestic violence. So what is your message to those in a domestic violence situation right now? What is the film going to do for them? What do you think? What do you want it to do for them?
It's going to show them them.
Wow.
It's going to show them them, and
Wow.
because they may not see who they are yet. I mean, it's definitely going to show them them. Anybody that goes to this film and sees it and realizes that's you, I know everybody is quick to tell you to run and get out. Get out when you're ready to get out, because the worst thing that you could do is get out and come back, because when you come back, it's going to be worse, because the violators and the abusers' commitment to keeping you there will get harder, and the only way that they can express that is through violence. Get out when you're ready to get out. There is help out there for you. I'm not sure if you know a Dr. Conti. You know Dr.
Oh,
Conti?
yes.
Dr. Conti has been a great help with
great.
connecting with people that really do this for real, and she
Yes.
has an organization, a grant for like women to get out. So there are organizations out there for you to get out, so there's help for you. And to those that might come see this and see that that's their sister, when you watch this, it's going to put a thought in you that's going to be very aggressive. Pause on that thought. Don't come at the person that you know in a domestic violent relationship with the bulldozer or the record truck mentality, to where I'm coming to drag you out. No, like, be calm and be an open ear to that person. Have an open door policy to that person. But forcing a person out of the situation is not the key. That's because then you become an aggressor to them, and they're going to shut you out. And the worst thing that could happen is you be shut out the situation and not know what's going on.
And I agree with that, because that's what somebody told me. This was a couple years ago, and I said, well, what is your message to those of us who have never been in domestic violence? People think they're helping, but they're hurting. And
They're
he said,
hurting.
you're actually being like the abuser,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
which could draw them closer to the abuser.
Yeah.
So is that your message to those who have never been in domestic violence situations?
Well, this
you
is-
hope they take that. What do you hope? You hope they take that away?
I honestly just want you to, if you've never been in this situation, open your eyes to around you, because if you haven't, one of my slogans, and I believe this highly, with it's blink, you are me or you know me. Somebody around you. So to the people that have never been in it, pay attention to the film and pay attention to the things that go on and how people hide it.
Yes.
And then start paying attention to your surroundings, because you may know someone that just hides it very, very, very well. Somebody around you, you cross paths with somebody, male or female, that is in a domestic violent relationship,
Yes.
has been in one and still mentally suffering from it. And sometimes it's just for you to be that open ear to them. So just, pay attention to the signs.
Thank you, Wes Carr, whose mother lost her life to domestic violence. Wes is doing amazing things. Amanda White says, right, when you are ready, nobody basically can tell you until you're ready. People are saying congratulations on the film release. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your comments and for sharing. But I want to know, Courtney, I believe that in everything we have well, first of all, why did you name the film Blink?
Because It was a couple of names at first. At first, it was actually named Tuesday. And the reason why it was called Tuesday is because I believe that Tuesday is the most insignificant day of the week. And
it really is.
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Really is why.
Let me tell you why. I'm sorry. Let me tell you why. So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the weekend. We ready for the weekend, right? Monday is the first day of the week.
Yeah.
Wednesday is hump day, and Thursday is the day before the weekend.
Yeah.
Don't nobody be looking for Tuesday.
No,
Ain't nobody. So I named it Tuesday because of these acts would be so insignificant and random. Okay. It's like, yeah, that came out of nowhere. That's insignificant. Okay. What you're that angry of. So that was Tuesday. But then I named it Blink because I realized that these acts, a person's mind changes just like that. Right? So we're having this great conversation. And then something in my mind, you don't even know this, but something in my mind changes. And in your blink, by the next moment, I have hit you and you fell and you fallen, or I've hit you, you hit your head on there, and now you're dead. Things can happen in a blink of an eye.
Oh, I love it.
So I wanted to name this something that helps people understand that in reality, any time can be the last time.
Ooh, yes.
Anytime, and that's on so many levels. That's on so many levels. This can be the last time, and in a blink of an eye you can leave.
Yes.
Or this can be the last time, and in a blink of an eye you die.
Yeah.
So on so many levels, this time could be the last time.
And I think that's something we don't think about.
Nah.
We have to live. I'm telling you, because we could be here today. Let's hope we make it to the premiere tonight.
Hopefully.
You know, God willing, but we don't. In the blink of an eye, things can change. I like that. I really do like that. How, we talked about making things too commercial, but how is this film different than other films about domestic violence? I heard you talk about this on Jackie's show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because Lifetime, and I know a lot of us watch Lifetime.
Yes,
the lady running down the stairs, and then at the end,
Okay. So Blink is different because when I thought about domestic violent films, I had to really, really think hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's problematic because we have enough. That's a domestic with Jennifer Lopez, and all of these films are great films in their own regard. But you have enough, and enough to me is unrealistic. People don't have this rich husband that they have to go away and find somebody to teach them karate and come back and kick them up. Like, that's not realistic. So I wouldn't relate to that, right? Then you have Diary of a Mad Black Woman, which is also a great film, but it gets swallowed in the Madea character.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you have What's Love Got to Do with It, but it gets swallowed in Tina and the music.
Yeah.
We're not focused on what they're saying. We're focused on the music of their film.
Yeah.
So Blink is a film that is about coping and mentally dealing with domestic violence. It is a film that most likely can go in schools. It's a film that people can learn from. And it's not... And Blink isn't Blink isn't a how-to film. Like, it's not a how-to get away. This is a mental visual on how people deal with domestic violence in a positive and negative way. Both.
And I think the flyer, here we have this sister with a big black eye.
Absolutely.
And that's emotional. To me, when I saw the flyer, it was emotional in itself. And then the trailer, of course, brings out emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a little bit more money, I'd did one of those posters where you walk to one side and it's a clean face, and then you walk to the other side. I wanted to do that so
I think
bad.
it made an impact.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. No, it did.
I think
it came
really
through.
Did.
It came through. It's actually one of the earlier trailers that I'm gonna release it again today. One of the earlier trailers, you see her face go from regular to beat up in a few seconds.
Oh, wow.
And then on a side trailer that we have, you see his fists go from regular to beat up, and his face is changing throughout that process. So I'm gonna release both of those today. Actually, that's gonna.
I'm really excited about tonight. And I know you're saying, well, Dr. Don, it's so heavy of a topic. But sometimes, let me tell you something, people. I think our responsibility in media, and Dr. Don has said this before, for the comedy thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think some of us know that the calling in this is to raise awareness. Would you say that's what it is?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm coming in contact with a lot of people that are missing the point.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people are generally missing the point what this is about.
Wait, hold on. Naquisha Hanks, I want to shout out to you. Naquisha says Blink is an amazing film. She's already seen it.
Yeah, she came to the
Oh,
private
awesome.
screening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, it's, people are missing the point of what, you know, I'm trying to do. Yes, it is. I believe it's a great film. It's a great story, obviously, because I wrote it. But but there's a point, and this story really happened, and I don't think that people are aware. Don't detach yourself from what the story is about, because this is a story that really happened and happens way more often than we think. Something that I even found out, and I really didn't know even through this process, that a lot of kids that are in juvenile or young teenagers are in prison have that killed their mom's boyfriend were trying to protect their mothers.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that. I figured that out. I mean, I found that out through this process as well. So, you know, it's heavy. It's heavy, but it definitely needs to be talked about.
I think I want to applaud you because you could have done anything. But I think, you know, with us wanting to be in it. No, go ahead.
No, I couldn't. I'm going to be honest. Like, God is very, very, very present in my journey and in my life. And anything else I would have done would have failed.
Oh, yes. I believe that.
Yeah, anything else I would have done. This was very, very clear how it came together. And I allow him to, like, lead me through the direction. Yeah, I have a million films in my head, but this one came together so smoothly. Thank you to my entire team, everybody that came out and made this film successful. Loved working with them. From Stan Hillard, which is my editor. We don't get along that well because he gets on my nerves. But that's my guy. Now he's one of my best friends. But Gracie Henley, Davis McDermott, Will Scott, which is the lead actor. And this was Will's first feature film.
Wow.
This was also Bianca Siblings, which is the lead actress. This was her first film. Dorian Wilson, Chastity Surreal.
Stan says, I hate you,
I know you
LOL.
do. Yeah,
Stan, but look, you're kind of giving your Oscar speech here. Because isn't it like,
I'm just prepping. I'm just prepping for it.
You claim it.
I'm just prepping for it.
I want to thank,
I want to thank y'all for not believing in me. It gave me the gas that I needed. That's my guy. That's my guy though. We done had a hard week.
How hard was it for you though to film this? When you're talking about doing scenes with, you know, in this actress, how hard was it for her? How hard was it for you guys? Because this film is real, it's raw, it's not just acting. Somebody's living this life right now. People, somebody is dealing with domestic violence.
Right. So in the process, Bianca Sipling physically went through things that was tough, like to where I was yelling cut because it was like, oh, are you okay? She was physically getting bruised. We were physically active and choreographing it the best way that we could. So imagine we were acting. We were acting. We were prepping for the couch. We were prepping for the bed. We were prepping so imagine not even knowing that that's coming. So on set, it was really, really, they did an incredible job, because I would get mad at Will sometimes, like, I don't like you because you're doing this character really good.
But that's how you know it's good,
That's how you know
when
it's
you
good.
hate the character?
Yeah, he gets booed every time we show this.
Okay, then he's good.
He's good. Yeah.
Because when we hate you.
Oh, man, yeah, he's good.
How old is your daughter?
Good. My daughter's 5.
Okay, she's 5.
Yes.
She's 5 years old. She doesn't really understand.
Not yet.
But when she gets older.
Well, what I'm prepping, I'm trying to raise her.
Because don't you see sometimes, and I'm sorry to stop you, it can be a generational thing.
It is.
Even though they don't even mean to get, they're in it.
Yeah, it is. It's a generational thing, and not a mistake. It's a accident generational thing. You don't know what you're teaching your child because you think that your child doesn't see certain things. But we, as children, even at the ensemble, I gave this example. If you go ask any dope dealer right now, were they ever told to be a dope dealer? They'll say no. But ask them, are they the first? And they're going to be like, nah, my uncle was a dope dealer. Or my dad was a dope dealer. Or my mom was a dope dealer. We don't learn from words. We learn from actions. So as a kid, you don't know what your kid is paying attention to and what she or he is not paying attention to. So when your kid hears you fighting in the other room, they see, so you're leaving it to their imagination. And it just continue on. You have to explain to your children what's going on. Men, talk to your daughters about, I tell my daughter I love her every single day.
Amen.
Every day.
Amen. Wes Carr says, where can this film be seen? Wes, if they're not in Houston, is this film all over the country? Where can people see it?
It will be. We are claiming that. Right now it is in Houston and Atlanta. The Houston locations are Deerbrook, Willowbrook, Studio 30, Gulf Point, and First Colony. The Atlanta locations are in the winner is the Atlanta locations are South Lake 24, North DeKalb Mall, Camp Creek, Mansell Crossings, and Conyers Crossings.
Can people watch it online?
No.
Okay.
No, they cannot.
Sorry, Wes.
I'm sorry.
It's not in your area, but very soon. AMC.
Very soon.
Very soon. Very soon. But we have to take a little break. We will be right back. More conversation. I know. We hate to take breaks. Yeah, but we have to pay bills. Shout out to our sponsors. We will be right back, Dr. Don Radio Show. Thank you, guys.
Are you a public speaker interested in connecting with a larger audience? Then it's time you considered joining the Synergy Network.
Connect to a community of millions. Produce professional content. Develop your own channel. Rapidly increase your followers. Reach a global audience.
When you join the Synergy Network, you're in great company. International celebrities and thought leaders connect with our audiences on a weekly basis. Interested in doing a live show? Synergy Studios offers a 3,500 square foot facility that allows you to do your show before a live studio audience. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Then join the Synergy Network.
Connect with the Synergy Network at sales@synergynetwork.com or give us a call at 281-892-2023.
In 2011, for the first time in history, there were more mobile phones than people in the U.S. If you're a small business owner and you do not have a mobile app, you are losing customers to your competition. I can help you connect to more customers today with your own customized mobile app. This is Darrell Norris, CEO of Fresh Tech Solutions. Let us develop an affordable mobile app for your business. Learn more at freshtechsolutions.com with a Z at the end, or call 713-893-8125.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Don Radio Show. No judgment, just realness. We are talking about The Real and the Raw film by Courtney Glaudet that addresses domestic violence. It's in your face. It's real. It's raw. It's what is needed. And Courtney will be giving away 2 tickets to the 11:10 p.m. show tonight. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you right now, you know Dr. Dunn doesn't like a lot of extra.
I know.
So, we got 2 tickets to give away. The first 2 people, and listen up, people, first 2, because we have 2 tickets to the 11:10 p.m. show on Dunvale in Houston, Texas. If you live in Colorado, don't DM me. This is in Houston, Texas, AMC Theater on Dunvale. I have 2 tickets. First 2 people to DM Dr. Don get the tickets. I'm not going to make it hard. I'm not going to make it complicated. So the first 2 people to DM me on either Don Paul or the Dr. Don, THEDRDAW, and y'all know how to follow me. The first 2 people you get the tickets. And that's how we're going to do that. Send me your email, and Dr. Don will make sure that your name is on the list. 11:10 p.m. tonight, Dunvale, Houston, Texas. 2 tickets, first 2 people to DM me. Y'all know I don't make things complicated. So, with that being said, Courtney, let's talk about, I mean, what else do you want to say about this film? And thank you, Courtney, for those tickets.
Oh, no problem. Really take advantage of, like, the filmmaking process, and take advantage of going out and checking it out, because I always tell people, like, especially for like the Houston and Atlanta situation, we are a growing market. This is something that I've never seen been done before, because the film is, I went directly to AMC and partnered with them, so it wasn't a lot of like loopholes I had to like go through, and I think that for them to accept a film like this is commendable. Am I saying commendable?
Yeah, commendable.
Is that commendable?
Yeah, commendable.
It's commendable to AMC for allowing it to be on their screen, because they literally had to accept it. So they had to watch it and accept it.
Yeah.
So it's commendable to. I'm gonna stop saying that word because I feel like my mouth keep getting like
You're
wet.
fine. You're
when I
fine.
keep
We
saying
love
it.
you. Yeah.
For them to accept it. So just imagine that. I think you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to have a conversation about it afterwards. And I'm very open. So if whatever you think, DM me. I'm so open to talking about what you thought about the film. Find me anywhere on social media and DM me after you check it out, so we can have this chat.
Dr. Don, people are already DMing me. That's one person.
Okay.
The first 2 people. So the next person to DM Dr. Don, I'll check the DM in a minute. Yeah, you'll receive a ticket. Now, not you wanting a ticket for you and your friend. So 2 separate people, DM me. You will get a ticket to the 11:10 p.m. show tonight, Houston, Texas, on Dunvale. Thank you. Thank y'all for following directions. Thank you. It's good.
No,
I ain't got that time, the 5th caller and all that kind of stuff. Come on, y'all. Just DM me, and it goes down in the DM, and we'll see you tonight. Okay. So, Courtney, one thing I think is very important. I think, many things are important about this film. And I thank, again, you all for your comments, for weighing in, for your transparency on the Facebook comments. I always like that. But what is your rule when it comes to producing films? What is your rule? Because when you do something like this is a responsibility. You can't just throw something together. But what was your number one rule when doing this film? Because you had so much you had to keep in mind.
Yeah. My number one rule in film is to not follow their rules.
Wow.
There is nobody that can tell me how to create something in my head. So one of my number one rules is to stay true to the vision that I want to put forward. Because even in this film, so I'm a self-taught filmmaker. I never went to school for this, right?
Okay.
Ever.
Gift. That's how you know it's a gift.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you bring that to the table versus people that have been to school, that have learned the structure, it's hard because they feel like they know.
Yeah.
So because they feel like they know, they kind of combat with you about what should and shouldn't be done. So my number one rule to filmmaking is stay true to yourself, your vision, and anything that you see can be done. Wow. That's if you come up with it and it's in your head, God gave you the gift to see it, you can get it. That's my number one rule. With this film, there were a lot of mistakes that could have been made.
Yeah.
So I chose to stay in pre-production, which is writing the story and building the characters longer.
Yeah.
So that I looked at all of the loopholes and I looked at everything so that the story, you're not caught up in the well, what if, like, that throws you off a story when somebody misses a hole. So I wanted to make sure that I closed all the holes in the film.
Darlene, she said I'm the makeup artist.
Yes.
She said she was crying. She's during the film. She was crying. The makeup artist for this. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was filming it. Oh, and she did. Shout out to Darlene. She did an amazing job. So the bruises and everything. Yeah, she did an amazing job on the film.
Do you think that if you had not been through domestic violence yourself, that you could have done this film as well as you did it?
No.
So you think your experience with it made it?
Yeah, I think God puts us in situations to prep us for the future. That's one of the things that told my mom since that everything that I've went through as a kid and everything that she may regret.
Yeah.
Don't, because who would I? Or like, this is the number one. People always ask me, how did it feel? Do I, not like my father because he wasn't there? No, I applaud him that he wasn't there, because if he would have been, who would I have become? If he would have been there, see, my dad was a street guy.
Yeah.
If he would have been there, I would have looked up to him. That would have been my role model.
Yeah.
And he's been in and out of prison like all my life. That would have been my role model.
Wow.
So if he were present, who would I have been?
Wow.
God, I always feel like God uses our situations to make the best out of us. I love who my parents are, because they were the best parents to create the man that's in front of you, that creates my daughter's Eva's dad. And I love her and would do anything for her.
What did your mom think about this film?
My mom loved it. She's super proud, because it's very real. And I think that she was shocked, because I don't think she knew I paid attention that much. We really never had a conversation about that until I started the process of this film.
But don't you think that's many people?
Yeah.
They live in it, and their kids are in it, and let's just have real talk, and not talking about your mom,
Okay.
like that, but that's other families too. You don't talk about it. So for 20 years this hasn't been discussed, and then now so maybe this film, in a way, somebody says, wow, that's good, Courtney, but in a way this film is more than on the screen. Maybe it's part of healing for your family. Do you see it as that?
Yeah. I definitely feel like my mother or any family, when they are ashamed or they regret something, they hold it in. It's something that they don't want discussed, because if we don't discuss it, then it doesn't exist. But I think for my mother, when she figured out that I overcame it, that was her okay.
Yeah.
For her. And I think that could be the okay for like a lot of people, a lot of families, to stop hiding stuff from your children.
Yes, because they know anyway.
They know.
Your kids see it anyway.
Yeah, and stop letting them come to their own conclusion on what that's for. Like, stop letting them come to their own conclusion on, you don't want to roll the dice on what they going to think this is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he hit me, I'm going to let him back, and we just not going to talk about it. I hope my kid forget.
Yeah.
No, stop rolling the dice with your kids' mentality.
Because they will always remember
They
that.
will always remember
Because
that.
even you, Dr. Don can touch you on the shoulder. It
Right,
doesn't
it's
do
cool.
anything. But if a grown man does.
Yeah, I do that slip
so
shoulder.
Still.
It's still. I really just thought about that today.
Yeah.
Like today. So
Wow.
imagine the layers and layers and layers of my childhood that I still probably haven't even uncovered.
Wow.
I always tell people, everybody needs a little bit of counseling.
Oh, yeah. Are
Everybody.
you kidding?
I don't care how everybody needs it, because there are people that are out there that will undig certain stuff that you've buried, and it's just always getting a unbiased view on a perspective of life. It really, really, really helps.
Somebody else says, I hear you. Somebody else says, the white elephant in the room. Miss Hanks says, yes, our generation of parents don't talk about a lot of things. People are saying they're proud of you, Courtney. I love the responses we are getting. Thank you, Danielle D. Smith. She says, wow, beloved Mitchell. I mean, just really, really, people are DMing me. I'll check that later, people, and I'll let you know who got the tickets. But thank you for weighing in, because this is not a comedy.
No.
This is real talk, so I like this. But one thing I think, what for you, Courtney, because when we see this film, what do you want us as the viewers, when we leave this theater, what should be our responsibility?
Your responsibility is...
Instead of just, we leave the film, we looking good, the premiere, all that, but what is our responsibility when we leave the theater?
To talk and discuss it with as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And at your workplace, discuss it. And see, and this isn't a boasting thing.
Yeah.
I don't know no other way to say it. I have opened up a platform to where now you can talk about this at work. Because, if you go to work and you want to ask your friend that's at work that comes to school with glasses about her black eye, you can't. But now you can go to work and talk about a domestic violent film, and that will open up a dialogue for her to talk back to you about.
Yeah. That should be the water cooler conversation.
Yeah, that's the water cooler conversation.
That should be the What signs do we not see?
Oh.
Because, I mean, I've had people who have been through domestic violence. We can see what on TV. Oh, she's wearing a turtleneck in the summertime, big sunglasses. It's not just that.
No.
You have been through it.
Yes.
Okay? You've done a film on it. You've done other research on it. Can you look at somebody and say, I know they're being abused?
No.
You can't see it?
No, I can't see it. What happens is you have to pay. Most likely you can see it through. If my loved one was, yes.
Yeah.
This is what you will notice too. And as a man, this is how you know if a woman has been through or in a domestic violent relationship. When you're by her, reach for her in a speedy fashion.
Wow.
Like you don't have to grab her, just reach for her in a speedy fashion. If she jumps, but she's looking at you, that's a problem. That's one of those things to where she's used to being hit. Like you're looking directly at me.
Yeah.
So if I go, that doesn't scare you.
No.
But if I go like this and you jump, that's because you're used to moving out the way, or you're used to blocking in a form. And even with
good stuff.
For women.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this outside. For women, there are signs that you don't pay attention to, knowing that your mate could, or men as well, anybody, knowing that your mate could possibly indulge in domestic violence situations.
We have to take a break. People are saying, great show, great information. RJ, quickly, let me read Darlene's comment. She said, during the film, I was abused. Thank you for sharing that, Darlene. A lot of her friends have been through it.
Yeah.
This is an epidemic.
I didn't want to,
We gotta
I
stop
wasn't
it.
going to say it.
This film is part, but she said it.
Yeah, she said it.
Thank
Okay.
you all for the transparency. This is not time to fake it. Thank you, Darlene. I look forward to meeting you tonight. But we have to take a break. When we come back, final comments, and then Dr. Don will answer this question, which does involve domestic violence. And Courtney, you will help me weigh in on that. We'll be right back. Dr. Don Radio Show.
At Hill Pro Floors, we stock a huge selection of carpet. You can buy it today, and you can get it today. With over 20 years experience, we do it all. Carpet, laminates, tiles, and hardwoods. We carry popular name brands. We have the largest selection at unbeatable prices. We specialize in residential apartment and commercial installs. Plus, when you get it today, you can have it installed tomorrow. Get the best floors for less and get it today. Hill Pro Floors on Greenbrier in Stratford.
The Mastermind Hour has come to the Synergy Radio Network. Learn how to unlock old unproductive behaviors, attitudes, feelings, and emotions that no longer serve you. Learn how to improve your leadership and communication skills. This is Chrysoloris Jackson, Mastermind Coach and your host. Learn more at 832-969-5363, 832-969-5363.
Are you a public speaker interested in connecting with a larger audience? Then it's time you considered joining the Synergy Network.
Connect to a community of millions. Produce professional content. Develop your own channel. Rapidly increase your followers. Reach a global audience.
When you join the Synergy Network, you're in great company. International celebrities and thought leaders connect with our audiences on a weekly basis. Interested in doing a live show? Synergy Studios offers a 3,500 square foot facility that allows you to do your show before a live studio audience. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Then join the Synergy Network.
Connect with the Synergy Network at sales@synergynetwork.com or give us a call at 281-892-2023.
In 2011, for the first
Oh, gosh. I tell you, Dr. Don Radio Show. Dr. Don Radio Show, no judgment, just realness. Let me tell you how I know people. And I always try to bring you good content. Thank you, God, for always talking to me. Darlene says my lie was an eye infection. LOL. She can LOL about it now.
Yeah, she's out.
But I think this film, you see what this film is doing, and I can tell. And people, Darlene, let me tell you, I look forward to meeting you tonight, loving and hugging on you. Love says, Darlene, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that, Darlene, but you're not the only one, Darlene. You're not the only one. But I think this film, Courtney, it's not just a film. This is creating a movement. Don't you see that? It's creating a movement. Y'all, I love your transparency sharing. And that you all are taking in this information. But yeah, Courtney.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I wasn't going to bring it out, but yes, Darlene, our makeup artist, was going through a domestic violent relationship as we were filming. And like she said, when I asked her what was going on with her eyes, she said it was an eye infection. And that's how easy it is for someone to deter you, because I took that. Oh, okay. And went on because her and her guy were coming on set together, lovey. So she didn't tell me till afterwards what really was going on, and I thank her for coming out with her story.
And I thank you. I thank her for coming out with her story as well. It starts with that, but see, this film is doing that. I think it's giving people the courage, because here she is working on a film about domestic violence and living in it.
Through it. Yeah.
So this and Darlene, weigh in on this on the comments. Was this part of you wanting to admit it? You're working on this film. Maybe this was just her aha moment. So, beloved Mitchell, she said, "Thank you, Dr. Dawn, for bringing him on the show." Absolutely, this is a movement. Yeah. Because it's happening in homes, it's happening in the church.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere.
Yeah. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere.
This is one of the roles of Will Scott, which plays Christopher Bell in the film, is that Christopher Bell is a great guy. He doesn't get drunk. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't do any of these things that you would think that he does, and he still has this disease. He still has this demon that he hasn't dealt with.
Yes.
And we watch him go through that situation. But I didn't want to create a monster, because that's how people would do. They would what is it called? They would separate themselves from that. Oh, well, he drink and do that, so I don't drink. Yeah. So that ain't me. Nah, this dude is a regular great guy.
Makes a lot of money, has a nice car.
Makes them
very soft spoken.
Things for the community.
Oh yeah.
Loves his family.
Let's final words on the film, and then we're going to answer this question, Courtney, and it's a very good question. But final words on the film, what you want to say, and don't go, people, because this question does have to do with domestic violence. It's very important. Yeah, Courtney.
Blink will be in theaters March 2nd through the 8th all week here in Houston, and also in Atlanta at AMC Theaters. Please check it out. It is a family film. You can take family. You never know what grandmother went through. You can take them, and so just go out and support it. We're trying to make history.
Okay, Renee from Louisiana. If you do want to send Dr. Dawn your question, you can at the THEDRDAWN. Hit me up on. Send me an email or hit me up on social media, and I will read your question on air. Today's question, because of course promoting the show, this sister Renee from Louisiana says, Dr. Dawn, I am a survivor of domestic violence. She's a survivor of abuse, she says, but she lives in a small town and people are not receiving the message. So how does she get that out? She's from Louisiana, you from Louisiana, you from a small town, you're trying to raise awareness. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Give her, quickly, Courtney, what words of encouragement can you give this sister?
I would encourage you to, there is always a way out. Go to your local church, speak in confidence with people.
Yes.
The thing about domestic violence is a lot of people don't want to touch it because they're going through it themselves and don't feel like you're alone.
Yes.
Be stronger in it, and also understand that, everything that you need, God puts in front of you.
Oh, yes.
Look in front of you instead of looking for help. Look in front of you. Look at the resources that you have yourself, and like you said, you're reaching out to Dr. Dunn, and you're reaching out to all of these. There are organizations that will move you completely out of that city. It is available, and you're from. My family's from Louisiana, but I'm originally from here in Houston. We have so much.
Yeah. I would say, Renee, I agree with what Courtney says, but let me also add, you have to keep pounding the pavement. But he spoke on something very well about. Think about where you were, Renee, when you weren't ready to come out with your truth. You have to be patient with other people. Many times when we want to come out with our truth, we are so gung-ho and we're ready. but you have to understand to be patient with people. And even if you touch one person, even if one person messages you, that's one more person than you touched before. So it is a process, but link up with other organizations where people are receptive to your message. And you have to continue just to tell your truth. And even if Louisiana, outside of Louisiana, just keep on telling your truth, sister.
And people, it's things are okay. You know,
yes.
like it's okay. There are resources and things.
There are.
Take a step back, relax your mind, and empty it out, and understand that, you know, things are okay. You are not by yourself.
Yeah.
By no means are you by yourself. There are millions of women and millions of men that go through the same thing every day. There are organizations that you can go out and reach out. And like I said, if you Google Dr. Conti, she has an organization that helps women get out. So maybe we can connect those two. But yeah, there are organizations to get you out of that situation immediately.
And thank God for you getting out of that, Renee. And thank God you are spreading that message. But don't give up, sister. Be patient in the process. Keep telling your truth. And people are watching, even though they don't say anything. But people are watching, and somebody is being inspired by you.
I got one thing too for Renee.
Quickly,
Renee.
darling.
I'm sorry. Okay. So Renee, if you're already out and you can't find any organization to help, maybe you are the person to start the organization to help.
I love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to, if we see there's a need, you have to start it. Don't wait on somebody. Love it.
Maybe you're in a position to be the need.
Love it. Dr. Don's Daily Dose today. Good show. I have to say very quickly, Black excellence is not just a hashtag. It's something we use, but it should be a lifestyle. People, in whatever you are doing, do it with the standard of excellence and leave a legacy. This movie will leave a legacy. In whatever you're doing, think about every decision you're making and how it's not only going to affect the present, but the next generation. This film will not just affect now. Whatever we're doing, Dr. Don, I hope I'm not just making an impact now. I want to make an impact for the future generation. So in whatever you're doing, Black excellence is not just a hashtag. Make sure you are leaving a great legacy. We all have a responsibility, people. We all have a responsibility. So I just pray I see you tonight. Darlene, I'm going to love on you tonight, give you a hug. I will respond to the people who won the 2 tickets. Thank you all. Thank you all for weighing in. Let's continue to have this conversation. Dr. Don Radio Show. I will see you next Friday. God bless you. Dawn Paul, a.k.a. the Dr. Dawn, is a certified life coach, and she is not a licensed medical professional. Should you need counseling, seek the advice of a certified professional.